thorough information gathering and do more random searches, more random checks, and let's be more alert. Basically.
And I agree totally with that, because I mean we're beginning to see around the world a different style of terror where we have lone attackers who go into soft targets. I mean, as recently as yesterday, we saw the airport attack in Florida, I think in the United States, where he came out of the bathroom with a gun and killed 5 people. We've seen the nightclub attacks in Turkey. I mean, and these are things that are almost impossible to anticipate. So what you need institutions like that is to be ready, to not let it escalate so much. And God forbid that becomes the situation here. I mean, it's already happening. We hear of market bombings on the occasion still in parts of the Northeast. And we don't know if that's going to continue this year. And we need to have a situation where, besides even prevention, also rapid response. Southern Kaduna comes to mind now, and I really want to talk about that because Mr. President finally tweeted about Southern Kaduna weeks after people had been crying out, for his attention, after his spokesperson said, "Oh, Mr. President, you need to talk about everything." And then he comes out and tweets and said, "Oh, he's on top of things and he's in touch with the governor and all of that." And that sort of response is also something we want to start looking at, hopefully changing in 2017, when Mr. President doesn't necessarily speak quickly enough or respond, or sort of his body language doesn't tally with what Nigerians expect of him. I mean, it started from the day he got into office, how long it took him to name his ministers. It was about 6 months after that we got our cabinet formed. So it's almost that tradition has continued, where there's a situation going on, it takes Mr. President weeks before he says something about it. Do you think that's going to change this year?
To be frank, I don't think it will change, but I hope at least response time is faster. Because whenever something happens, let's say for example now, you're at home and someone comes to your house looking for trouble, to cause trouble. If they're causing trouble and your dad doesn't do anything about it, you'll be worried because he's head of the family, he's the one that's meant to respond. So that's the same thing with the nation. When there are little attacks here, everybody looks up to the president because he's commander-in-chief, he's the one that has the final say. And when he doesn't say anything, then it speaks a lot about his government, and secondly, it gives the attackers more confidence, because they'll be like, okay, since he's not saying anything about it, that means he's either approving what we're doing or he's scared of us. So, and also bringing out statements on social media, looking at how dynamic our society is today, it's a good thing, but I still believe that there should be that traditional state whereby something happens, the president calls a press conference together just to show how serious and how committed he is. At least you see what happens in our countries, whereby even if it's one person that loses his life or someone gets kidnapped, how the whole nation starts to grieve, how the president takes it so seriously, they call press conferences, everybody covers it. So I think there should be that level of, should I say, importance to the Nigerian society, to the Nigerian citizen as a person. Then also in the area of security, I think we shouldn't just leave it to just the agencies themselves. We as citizens we should also be informed, we should be aware, we should be at alert at any point in time, because they can't be anywhere. I think I was reading some statistics a few days ago, and I think it's about one policeman to about 30 or 40 citizens or more.
Probably much more than that.
Yeah, in Nigeria. So you can imagine.
Way more than that.
Exactly. So you can imagine. So we shouldn't just leave it to these guys alone. We should also, as citizens, because if someone's life goes, that's the person's life. So we should take security as part of our everyday life.
I want to talk about ministers now, and we did hear that the cabinet will be reshuffled in 2017, and it's probably the one thing I know everybody is anticipating finally, because a lot of ministries have been, to put it mildly, quiet since Mr. President came into power. We just have maybe the odd one or two that seem to be very active. One of them has actually gone back to the United Nations, the Minister of the Environment, who seemed like she was a square peg in a square hole and was doing quite some good work there. But a lot of people have been very worried about certain ministers, and we're not sure who's going to go. The Minister of Sports keeps coming up. The Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amechi, people are wondering, what's really happening in that sector, even the Minister of Works and Housing and that's Power. Rotimi Fashola, his name has come up as well. People are wondering, is he going to remain there? Has he done what he should have done in the last year plus? So what would you like to see happen? I mean, I feel like with every Nigerian, the Ministry of Sports is topmost on their list.
So what I would advise, what I would like to happen is people that will deliver results, not just to please people, as the case has always been. Because Nigerians, right, this is how we are. From my point of view, we just like to see results. We like to see things happen. So to an extent, I believe that we don't really care who is there so far as he's delivering the results. Because if you look at comparing when people campaigning for the present administration to what's happening now, then they didn't really care whether he was a Muslim, whether he was from the north. What they wanted was change. Things to them, things were not going as well as they were supposed to be then. So wanted change, wanted a different party entirely. So people didn't really care who was going to be there so far as was going to bring change. And that was why they voted for this administration. And if, as at now, it's back to the status quo, then I think we've been disappointed. So what I would like to see the president do is people that will actually bring results, that will effect the change that he has been preaching, and let's see things happen. Because, for example, Minister of Sports, I like to use him actually. So when the Super Eagles go for tournaments, or let's use the Falcons, for example, they were champions 8th time, or the record-breaking trophy, and just look at the way they were treated. They had to go to protest on the streets of Abuja just for their allowances.
Their rights given them.
And then you wonder, what are the people in charge? What are they doing? Don't they read the news? Don't they see what's happening? So the next cabinet members that will be coming, there should be people that are ready to work, people that will deliver results, people that have Nigerians in mind, basically.
I think Mr. President, more than anybody else, knows that, like I said, 2019 is around the corner, and this is the year he's going to have to prove to Nigerians that all the promises he made will come to pass, and at least will be seen to be a work in progress, and hopefully come to pass at some point. Thank you very much, Toyosi, for being here today.
You're welcome.
Have a great 2017. I hope by this time next year we're smiling much more than we are right now for Nigeria in particular. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
We'll take a quick break now and be right back. Please stay with us.
Just one word.